Mouse train jump scare. I want to show this off. Isn't this cool? I think I'm doing good. This is gonna be my Patriarch. I'm liking it. Anyways, hi everyone. My name is Nexo Sloof. And I am getting hit by the gay beam! Ah! Is it effective? I'm already gay. Anyways, hi everyone. How are you all doing today? While the shaders do their will you calm the fuck down? It's a bit of a chaotic starting, right? I apologize. Anyways, I wanted to talk about how Gene Stealer Cults did at WTC. I had a video prepped talking about how, like, going over the lists and all that. I just wasn't able to get around to do it, and then eventually, hey, look, WTC just happened. So I do want to talk about it, go over some of the scores, what worked, what didn't, and all that. And yeah, overall, I think that there are some people that can look at GSC's win rate right now and go, this needs a nerf. Oh wait, hold on. Roll the intro, by the way. I don't know what I'm doing here. Anyways, hi. So, like I was saying, people think the GSC needs a nerf. I don't really think it does. I think other things in GSC, and hear me out here, actually need a buff. I think aberrants need to go up or go down. I think you can even have the abominant go down. There are some things in here that are just too expensive and don't allow the other parts of GSC to flourish, right? So let's go over why that is. Just real quick, we're gonna essentially look at all the WTC lists, see what's going on, and what worked and what didn't. Cool, great, fantastic. All right, so starting off, I think it's funny that I talk tech on this list because it's the one that technically finished in first place. This is Merkco. Merkco is running Outlander Claw. Outlander Claw is very good right now. This is the only Outlander Claw out of the 12 or 13 GSC lists, and it's an Outlander Claw list. I will say, out of all the detachments I know about, Outlander Claw's meta the least. So we got 2 Saboteurs, 6 squads of Flaccos, which I absolutely love. It's 4 squads of 10 Neophytes, which is super good. 3 trucks, 2 laser ridges. I don't love these, but man, I guess it worked. A regular Ridge Runner with mortar and survey auger, 2 squads of jackals, and then 3 rock grinders. Overall, Outlander Claw is very good at like a very board control list where you're stopping your opponent from moving on to the objectives, you sticky them, and especially if you go first, you can really just run away with the game, and it's very hard for your opponent to get back in. I think as well, bikes coming down to just 2 points back also allows this list to absolutely cook. I think it does. Now, going next, we see all of these people back here who are bringing different variations of lists, but of the host players, because every other list is host of Ascension, of the host players, Andis Wilson, of course, doing the best with it. He is the one that made the variation of hosts that we're on right now to where it's triple bikes, and I owe him as well for making the triple Benefactus move. Like, at this point, yes, I made the archetype, but Andis' ship Theseus it so much that it's Andis' list. So triple Benny, one with assassination. Why'd you put it on the middle one? I'm judging you. I know you personally. I can judge you for this. A Nexos, a Primus with a flaw in the armor, a Reductus Saboteur, 5 Tacos, 3x5 Flaccos. It's 4 squads of 20 Neophytes, all with mining lasers and grenade launchers and webbers and seismic cannons. A 10-man with the same output, except the grenade launcher is a flamer. You've got 2x5 of Pure Strain Gene Stealers, 3x5 of Adelan Jackals, all with mining lasers, and then 3 Achilles Ridge Runners, 2 with Survey Auger, 1 with Spotter. I know the list like the back of my hand. It's fantastic. go here. There's the 40, there's the 90, the 3 ridges, survey, spotter, 3 jackals, all with mining lasers, 2x5 pure strains. Hey, look at that. I kind of know a little bit about GSC. Now, I think that this is the most optimized meta list in GSC. This is, I think, the best list that you can run, the most optimal list you can run. Is it, you know, absolutely perfect and there's no reason you should change anything whatsoever? Absolutely not. I think there is reason for change in a lot of things. I want to go to next to just see what South Korea was able to pull, because I know the only other variation that ran the same thing as Ennis was Sam Pope on Team USA, and Team USA did really, really good. They got 3rd overall. We see here that Sam unfortunately was thrown to the grinder in a couple rounds here, getting a couple losses here. And now Ennis's first round, he went to Emperor's Children, which I think is, if you're pulling a 12-8 against Emperor's Children, that's amazing. But so Max, Post of Ascension, Triple Benny, Nexos Primus. Okay, so it's the same. Oh, only 1 Flacco squad. Okay, we've got 110 Neos here, Triple Ridge, squad of Jackals, a squad of Metas, and 2x5 Pures. This is very interesting. So hybrids, I would imagine, are, I mean, they can split between starting on the board or also just being up. I feel like those could have been just 5 more bikes, but hey, you know, the list works. And too bald for people, is that what the list name is? Oh, too bad for play. Sure. I love it. This is interesting. I don't know what the thought process behind this is. And then 110 neophytes. This is a person after my own heart, and I love them completely. Going to Canada next. Real quick, did Scari learn to take just the list that I put up against him? 3x5 Flaccos, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is Ennis's variation, right? Yes, they took out a bike squad to get in the second Reductus Saboteur, which I think is totally fine. Yep, 1990 here, that would be the 10-point difference you would see. And yeah, it's good. I personally am just a big fan of triple bike. I think triple bike is amazing because you can just go do 2 bike thing and still move block all you want and play shenanigans. And then the next turn, the 3rd bike squad is like, hello, would you also like to be moved blocked again? So, Riley, great list. I think, like, we're gonna see a lot of the same thing. I think there was only 2 or 3 variants, and I am interested to see where they ended up. And I'm talking about the demo brick squads. So let's go to Greece. Unfortunately, Panos did not have the best time at WTC. We've got Triple Benny, a Nexos, a Primus with the Flaw in the Armor, a Reductus Saboteur. This is actually just pretty standard. Yeah, so he just must have had some unfortunate pairings, or maybe he was new to GSC, something like that. It is a very hard army to pilot. So I'm just going to take a look at the top 3, and then I'm going to take a look at the bottom 3. We know all this stuff. Oh, this is the one that brought the Patriarch. Yeah, this one, I was a little bit worried about it. In the video that I was going to put out about going over the lists, I'm very worried about putting a Patriarch in lists right now, just because Knights are so prevalent in the meta, and you really want to, you know, be able to throw your Patriarch away. I want this to die turn 1 or turn 2, right? I don't want to play Protect with him because that's a big points investment. But if I do that, then Knights get a 5-up Feel No Pain. Right now, to be fair, this guy Luxembourg. Let's go check Luxembourg. What'd you go into? So round 7, you went into T-Suns, sure. Round, you went into Grey Knights. Unfortunate, but I feel like we could win those. It might have just been the skew Grey Knights list. Where are you? Here you are. Against Space Wolves, yeah, that's fair. It's rough, but you kept it to a small loss, which is totally great. Small loss in the Chaos Knights is worrying. Was this like double despoiler? Single despoiler, Rampager and the Night Lancer. could have been to where they go first, but also just the more War Dogs in a Chaos Knights list, the harder it is for GSC. Tied into T-Suns. Went into Blood Angels. Ooh, this one's big rough. Went into Necrons. Yeah, so GSC for you just got thrown in. You never went into Imperial Knights, so you never got punished for the Patriarch. But going into these melee lists and Necrons is really not something you want to do. You like to go into more shooting variants of armies, so it's a bit rough. But hey, you still did fine. Lastly, Jason Rodriguez from South Africa. This was the one with an Acolyte Icon Award. I do like this tech. When Tucker was on Art of Wars thing talking to Nick about GSC, because Nick doesn't want to have me on and talk to me about GSC. Why am the guy who made Swarm host? No, just have innocent Tucker. No, it's fine. Double Benny Icon Ward, 2 Primus, 2 Saboteurs, 2 Sanctus, just a billion characters, and we have the demo bricks, which I don't super love. So you've got 80 Neos, but 2 of them are 10-mans, so it's probably going to be 2 Bennies and an Icon Ward in the 20s, and then the 2 Primuses and the demo charges, and then you just whiff all the time because demo charges are bad. I think also these Jackals and these Gears and the Jackals could have been like 2x2. I think that could have made it a little bit better. But hey, that's just me. I didn't compete at WTC, so there are things where I just don't know, right? For decisions. But just looking at them, yeah, I think the ones that ended up bringing the double demo bricks just weren't doing that well. I don't think they have a lot of play in the current meta right now, to where you really want to see these things. You really want to see demo bricks when you were going into, like, you know, when Black Templars or Blood Angels or some Marine army that's 2 wounds is really good, because you have these big 10 to possibly even 20-man squads where you are getting that blast off and have that amount of shots to really clear through and make sure that you're getting guaranteed damage in. Now, that being said, a Flacco squad rapid ingressing, walking up, throwing demo charges and flamers, and then charging something on a point where they have full hit and wound rerolls, that's still really good. That's still going to chew something up, but it's just a little bit inconsistent right now. And the thing that I don't know if people are realizing is that the reason Swarm Host works is because, and it's just now starting to really ride the lightning of just too many bodies, right? And so if you bring a 20-man down to a 10-man, well, there's a lot more things in the game that can just kill 10 guys without having to worry about them going back up, right? And even then, for Flaccos, you don't really care if they go back up, because once they use the demo charges, they're not going to be able to use them again, right? So I think that it's kind of a mistake to bring a 10-man brick specifically with demo charges. I think if you brought them with only flamers, there's absolutely a world to where you want to go and hunt other things that are trying to hunt knights. You're hunting the more swarm variant armies, because you can drop down, flame the hell out of something, and then be like, hello, I have 96 flamers. Would you like to walk onto this point and get Overwatch to hell? Be my guest, right? So I think that's fine. But outside of that, the further away you get from having 80 plus neophytes, the easier it is for your opponent to handle your list, and I'm not seeing it right now. Now, let's talk about the big issue, okay? Which is GSC's win rate has been pretty massive for a hot minute. And I want to say the average for the past 8 weeks has been... By the way, it's very early in the morning. I look like shit. I want to say the win rate has been about 60% averaged over the past 8 weeks, and that's like, even with 2 weeks, I think we had like a 40%. So like, it's been up there, right? However, if you'll hear me out, I don't think it's just because GSC are absolutely busted and bikes going down 5 points solved everything, and they're the new hotness. I do think bikes going down made GSC players like even me realize that bikes should have been there in the first place because they help with that turn one pressure so much. But I think a lot of it right now is the meta around us. What's good into GSC? Melee pressure, right? Blood Angels, Orcs, Space Wolves. Is any of that around right now? God forbid Emperor's Children, by the way. I don't know if I said Emperor's Children. That is like the most nightmare matchup. Have you seen what Noise Marines do? Jesus Christ, 5 infractors touch us and we just die. They're not here right now because Death Guard is here and Knights are here and Chaos Knights are here. Like, the things that are good into GSC are getting pushed out of the meta by the existence of the 3 best armies in the game, which have a 25%, or I think it was like 22. They're a quarter of the fucking meta. They're a fifth or a quarter of the fucking meta, which is, by the way, a problem. Why the fuck are we not hotfix? I'm talking to my therapist about not ranting so much lately. Death Guard's existence is not helping with those exercises. Now, what is GSC good into? GSC is really good into Knights. It's decent into Death Guard. It would be decent into Death Guard if Death Guard didn't have an extra 300 points that they're playing with. I'm sorry, but like, your lists need to be taken down a massive amount. I think people who say, oh, just 200 points, I think you were absolutely lowballing it. This army is stupid. I'm trying to be nice, and I'm trying to be less mean. Sometimes I will fail that. Anyways, moving on. So, the things that we are good into are the best armies in the game right now. The things we are bad into are the worst armies in the game right now. I genuinely think if there's a world where you just nerf Death Guard, nerf Chaos Knights, and nerf Imperial Knights, and melee pressure is allowed to exist again, Orcs are allowed to be a faction once again, then you are actually going to see just the GSC win rate balance itself out. If Emperor's Children and Orcs hit the table again, I think you're like, cool, great. That will solve the problem. They will figure it out. And I don't think the other changes are necessary. I don't think Neos need to go up. I don't think bikes need to go up. They feel fair for their points costs. And if I may even be so bold, I think what we see here now is that GSC normally has a very balanced book. You can win a GT with Final Day, with Xeno Creed, kind of. No one's done it yet, I think. But with Final Day, with Outlander Claw, with Host of Ascension, with Biosynctic Brood Surge, until a lot more melee pressure armies started coming in. Now I feel like they're the weakest of the bunch. The reason Swarm Host was so prevalent was because none of the other detachments had the ability to deal with the top 3, with Death Guard, with the Knights Brothers. Like, it's only Host that could actually handle it because it was a damage check. You needed to do X amount of damage and just fucking table your opponent. In some of the other detachments, they can do damage, sure, but they can't do damage. You know what I mean? So it was kind of like a barrier to entry for a specific stat line. And I think now that things have shifted and moved around a little bit, it's so dark in here. Help clear some shit up. Cool. Let's do that. I need to shave. Now that hopefully things come down. Where was I? I don't remember. Now that things have the chance to come down with the other 3 armies coming down, hopefully, once again, still don't know why these weren't brought the fuck down like a couple months ago, but hey, that's just me. I don't know why we thought taking 70 to 80 points off Canis, I don't remember which fucking number, I don't want to look at that army, was a good idea. I don't know why we thought that was a good idea. I don't know why we thought my therapist is talking to me about ranting less. I think there is a world to where once those 3 come down, the other detachments can flourish, and that's what I want to see. I am a host player. I love Host of Ascension. There is nothing that I like more than playing Host of Ascension. I have an AdMech army and an Emperor's Children army, and my for fun army still right now is kind of just Host of Ascension. It's fun. I really, really like it. That being said, I want other people to play other shit. I want you to be able to go win a GT or a major or an open or whatever the hell with Final Day or Xenocreed or Brood Surge or Brood Brothers. God, I keep shitting on Brood Brothers, but like, I'd love that to be a thing. That'd be cool. I want to run a Rogel Dorn for no reason. Like, I want the other detachments to have play. And right now, it feels like only Outlander Claw has play, besides Host of Ascension, and even then, it's like you gotta be an Outlander Claw player. And I question its potency in singles. Just cutting to real quick, looking at all the people that played in War Masters. Now obviously drops and all that can happen just because you want to get ready for WTC and all that, but we see here even like drop versus very respectable runs with Host of Ascension. Obviously this is one guy versus another random guy. Like, this doesn't mean honestly much of fucking anything, but still it's something to where I don't think Outlander Claw can stand on the same level as Host of Ascension. So I get it. GSC just went second at War Masters. Blue, why aren't you saying that GSC should be nerfed? They should be nerfed. Oh my god, their win rate's so good. No, I just think that it's the only build right now in a very bad meta. It's the unhealthiest detachment in an unhealthy, or no, it's the only meta, or it's the only list that can survive in such an unhealthy meta. And I think that the problem will go away a bit when the meta around us stabilizes a bit more. Now, am I biased? Probably. Do I want to see my army get nerfed? No, I don't think that Neophyte should have gone up to 145. I think that was very dumb. But that being said, what are you gonna do, right? I can't control this. I don't know. I'm a random person on YouTube with 1,000 fucking subs, and I don't even know how I got like 900 of you. The other 100, I just kind of bribed my family to go subscribe, but I don't know what the rest of y'all are fucking doing. Anyways, that's the video. GSC shouldn't be nerfed. Yeah, I'll do a video pretty soon here about actually how to play Stormhost, by the way, so that'll be coming soon, as well as a full breakdown of other detachments and all that. So thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all the love, all the support. Leave a like, leave a comment, tell me how I did, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Join the Discord, throw money at my face on fucking whatever the donations. I'm tired. I haven't even taken my morning shower yet. Just roll the outro. I gotta go poop. Did I get taken up by that?